slotted for slaughter as I come alive, a candle in the sun. In a stranger bed I have ever died, I have learned to come alone. The glow is so divine, with a story of its own, deepening it down from the bottomless wire, a question of how well you can walk through fire. Off from the vats of this storied town, all seasons ripe for one of rabid use, a place of publication we may never live down. I'm weeping through the willows, looking for my shoes. The music is a game for my brain, from the eye this far removed. One ill turn deserves another. Near the roots of the mounting truth, there's a period of unfreedom afoot, writing myself away when I should have just stayed put. There's room for one less in this futile masquerade. I'm dying to dance, but my head's in the way. Legacy's all you got when you don't get paid. The song has fallen silent. In a hail of couplets, this is a raid. It's all about now, in the frog house. Tomorrow isn't there anymore. Crawl and appall, the friendliest of snake, refrain moving forward in summer rain. The song has fallen silent. The pain is still the same. Human resolve, crawl and appall. A mutilated man of scrap and myth, radical shadow interrogation, and the mystery of the mumblefish, turning up the quiet, rolling down the sleeves, near to no one, at whatever the cost, a death that keeps my love alive. By sticking it in and breaking it off. The conditions by which I live, waiting patiently for the paint to dry, invisibly superlative, a feast for life, with zero appetite. It's too personal to me to face these things off properly. From whence the ears of long ago, a monster held in abeyance, whose eyes are on a roll. For never having known like-mindedness, a bigger part of the why than expected, as the weird still turns on my lonesome desert eyelid. I'm waiting for the world to come, flush rivets, flying above the weather, brushing the hair of the darkness in a chariot of the dogs. We were liars and we were lovers. We were wasted for each other, tunneling our way through inner space. A love of the farthest by far, in the twilight of the idle chaos, giving birth to a dancing star, pinning down the subject in the hills of the monkey farm, playing chess with the press while it's twisting your arm. Mine are words to dismember those close to me by. Sank on sight, overnight at the most. I've always been chasing a different ghost. The tick of your conscience weighs on my fundament. Anymore, I'm only getting up for my medicine. Nomadic romance yearning to burn, haunted by love, bid time's return. Still, what is this? As a failure, it must be marvelous. For the real proof, readers of truth, the stage is being set, excess within controlled, to groom the room for doom and death, and let the bad times roll. Secretly free, I saunter downward with what remains of my days and treasures. Gone to the dogs, moon-kissed as ever, in a cinema completely under the middle. My antics have forced my hands, unraveling the riddles in the woods of man, and we have rats and premonition. Subdue, but don't. Technique is a trap, and style is a prison in international waters. Imagine that. Along in the toothless sense of the wretchedness, allied to the shadows and the sadness at will. Woe says go, even now, oddly still. Subdue, but don't, if you know you won't. I will not be out-heavied. I saunter downward, I'm playing through. I'm gonna get it all on tape, if it's the last thing that I ever do. Secretly freed, and I will not be out-heavied. Proving connection to complexion in an endless sea of trees. Exploding like a spider across the stars. I'm lucky to be this lonely. Dying to kill the poet, anything to fit my fear. The oldest of my dreams, it seems, is digging its way out of here. Stammering at the outset, nothing but blood. Touched by the fog, I have closed myself down. A nothingness breathing life into the art of tomorrow. I am lost and never found. The softer sleep of who is me, dead as a doornail, tortured into place. All systems fail. Like skeleton kisses on the face, in the space of a spirit, on the reductive date marked with blood, I am constantly my own opposite, emerging naked from an egg, devoured by vultures. Lupus knocks, the silent piper. How beautifully weak, practically unable. Here in this hall of mirrors, I set my future at this very table. A creature of the carnival, I take my own advice. Asleep at the wind, and dreaming again, like my blood, every mouse has its price. Singing things too dangerous to say. Left in the dark for most of one's life, amongst the schemes of things and themes between the seams, stirring the gallows humor from the verges of despair. I might think that I'm up for it, but I'm not going anywhere. Truth is, writing is a tool for me to make a circle with. Penetrate the complex, a hybrid of plant and ghost, all money aside. It's kid stuff. Simple, invisible degeneration, buried alive, an underture. If you must, self-destruct button. Making a myth of this place. Sorely needed spot of discipline. To write when it's found. The instant it comes around, I can hear it all over me. A constant overspending of mental capacity. I certainly smell music. But what am I listening for? Who is all of this misery? And where can I get more? The special knowledge of the underworld, I want to be a poem after dark. That hears your voice when it's asleep, for the sake of just the arts. A poem of the deep. Going slow, back into the glow, ominous in us, not too well unknown. We liquefy the line, if just to lose ourselves in love. We languish in the moonlight, song for song, a wail of a death wish. All through the night, there is she that I need in this temple of thieves. Doubly dealt with on a treadmill again, in the square of the wheel, liquefied within, and blackened rapture then, a maddening search for the truth through song. It must be preferred to have less this long. Every step of the word, every night till I'm gone. She, and the elastic definition, those sawed-off broomstick insecurities. How strange and sad the missteps, a luster upon the poet's coffin, the endless sleep of a fabled kept, such as her kiss, and such as her sin. I'm only along for the ending again. She comes from Highland stock. She likes to sing. She sings a lot. A flood of real flash fiction, with any number of sinister things, waiting for rain and lost in the wind, sounding a way to sing from the gallows. No wonder it sounds like it's all phoned in, reading between the lines and the shallows, going everywhere at once, for having arrived from always, braced in the beams and bonds of time at the urge of the world, waving goodbye to good friends of mine. The blight is on, a tale to be told. I feel banished by time, the blackest of holes, kicking myself loose of the earth, a sky the color of smoke, miles deep in a heap, where my memory begins to choke. For throwing itself so high, the hangman seen through the bloodhound's eyes, too pure for the dirt and the shorter goodbyes. It's one long practice in learning to die. Woe says go, but don't even try. All heart and soiled, I feel it in the air. Things are coming to a boil. Have mercy on a sad clown, crossing the white line. We must be bloody or nothing. All the time tearing down the town, above the smoke and stench of night. There were vultures all around, casting shadows longer than the day is. That's actually what we bought the money with. Begging for a piece of spirit in a rough and imperfect mirror. The master of the hour, hanging over the seas, evermore fly-like, the powers that be, and what they're standing for. Ripest for the preaching, with all the trappings. Loving peace as a means to newer war. On a bridge made of water that once was the record store. Lonesome, nimble, pauper monkey, here begins your song of necessity. The life that is clutching at straws and way too many empty seats. The spirit creeps about, soiling what it gnaws. Self-laceration through lust and higher education. Shepherding through to the end of the music. Stuck inside the older days. We were lazily made for the night. Down in the streets of darkness and myth, reduced to you and I. So hard to get with, we've come to be unmade, bitten to the quick, emerge and feed, tonight is the day. Forthwith and left out, elephants and their revelance, with nothing left to cry about. Love is outrageous enough. She's a whole pot full of worry and doubt. The name stops here, never to be seen, and nowhere to be sure. Putting on the flesh of a rainy Halloween, a verdure so pure, long before the zero, the dagger sweeps, and the company I keep is killing me. Paddle faster, I hear crickets. In the beginning of the underture, armed to the gills with Dylan tickets, the seer at the heart so often stuns the mind. I open the ancient room beyond its cure. I begin to climb. There lies the sound. I curse my life and shut me down for good this time. Now I need more still than ever before. Under the paint and all of this plastic, in a frazzled heap on the kitchen floor, I want to be awfully in love when I walk out that door. The deadest remnant of a living past. Say what you can say tonight. Nothing ever seems to last. The seer at the heart tapering off behind. I'm awfully in love when I'm out of my mind. Give me nothing or give me up. My ancestral home is on the rocks. I've never been too good at owning stuff. I suffer, and so to be gotten across, the land of the free and the home of the lost. The seer being one with the scene, a wastrel this way comes, with the best of impossible endings, sluggishly emerged, a sensual speech, piled on top of all the other words. The silence muscles in on my imagination. It's a cold hand's hand, though I know I must be patient. In the spheres of a sacred play, the child and the poet were always at home. With the savages, come what may, not any kind of set piece, but an entirely brand new game, wholly devoured, but never digested. A yearning to conjure, so nearly arrested. A film in book form, I followed it down the stairs and out into the storm. A Grand Central sailor, perhaps the emptiest in the street, is a fuller moon over Ozone Park. And surely nothing like it used to be. While I'm here, I will do the work, forever sailing barefoot, mucking with the reel until it hurts, out of the bushes and into the field. A train already chock full of freaks, where zeros just up and let go of the wheel. With thoughts so deep they squeak, out of the bushes and into the streets. We hasten in the evening. 2 Saturday morning cartoons left a couple footprints on the ceiling, and what appears to be some funeral balloons, doing what with all the night. I will do the work for the rest of all of my life. And this, the minute of the wolf, binders keepers, tied up tight. I haven't eaten since the 70s, and anymore I don't even leave the night. I'm always pulling back. An everyday death at dawn, for decades now, beckoning the others to just move along. I'm high in a tree of the bridge of a song, enclosing it all in a see-through frame, a heart in the dark in a blanket of chains. Lessness, and the stories of more of the same, face to the open sky, stirring in the sand. As the clouds skip by, serving the happy dream. No lie, on command, no sound, not a speck, just lessness. These four walls over backwards, a figment of dust, is all it is. Could even the dead still be dangerous? In the darkest hours of the night, a feeling of time suspended. The past and the present at once, in the light, sowing the seeds in these hours of need. So often now beside yourself, or gone to seeing whom, and nobody else. All I can do is hope from here. I'm an empty room, clinging to life as wide as the sky, untouched by time and the reasons why. Lucky me to stay. A million miles away, every room with a different view, an older home of whiskey and dinosaur bones, with a cargo of cashmere and silk, on the kind of ocean with a cellular phone, all hung up in an hourglass, the present mixed in with the past. Leave my wounds alone, who are dead these many years. I'm under constant watch. As the night wind clears the mist from here, we hover on the horizon now. We journey all day and through the night. For such a long time I've waited for this, rushing by so silently and pretty much unnoticed. All of this wonder wrung together and the strain involved with getting it done. There's still too many secrets in my life, acting like there's only one. I have no idea what the problem is on. I'm under constant watch. I'm gone. While the past is away, no one dares chance loss of face. I've been risking everything, every night and day. Leave my wounds alone, right there where they lay. All this wonder wrung together with something more to say. I wish there were more of a moon. I wish I were less of a mess. In my mind, I like to go to the old house. Those times were always better than the rest. Little afternoon anthologies, looking for a ghostly friend. Fondness kept in best control for starting to put things apart together. Like childhood melodies of the soul, I have no leads and I have no clue. Terror and mystery continue their union, and nothing is coming between the two. A showing of strength in the key of madness, my shadow's been thrown. I'm seeking to solve. How do we get beyond this? How do we evolve? I wish there were more of moons walking down the hall. There are eaters of their very own, not just some city-funded abyss. They're always gonna want to get you alone. Curiosity has certainly killed the tortoise. And there, for having given up the ghost, all the lunatics are fixed. I'd rather stay with the stuff that hurts the most, from the boondocks all the way down to the sticks, where the devil's favorite daughter takes her time and makes it quick. There's a brutal practicality here, in the mirror of this house, a numbing shock of state, with streaks of red that wash the sky. I still can't help but wait. As the days go rolling by, with an existence from out of the past, I've been to a place of death. I'd hoped that it would last, and nothing now is left. It all went by so fast. Am I newly risen, like a single hope, on the cusp of secular mission? I need more than try. When the scent of the sea is dazzling me, I'm heading east to find out why. The storm in the spirit continues to rage, rebellions of pain, page after page. The night wind wails around the walls, a lonely secret locked in place. Deeper still with every step, like a memory socked away. With a considerable reputation to maintain, the flowers may be in bloom, until only the music remains, like ghosts of us captured in a frame. The paler moon illuminates, and passing periodically, the night wind blowing in from off the rugged sea, a call from the dead to the living, howling away, rather treacherously, on a cliff for the hopeless. The decision is made. The darker arts are infested with sharks, right to the limit, off that stony, cruel pathway to the summit of the cliff. Eyes so wide with terror, a body so broken and bloodless. The wind is awfully strong tonight. The dark is gonna dig this.
The house lies barren there, a cool, deceptive calm pervades the air, and I couldn't keep from losing you. Now I'm scattered everywhere. My lover came down the wind, my lover came down the stair, my lover ran down the road and left me standing there, removed and so aloof. I know I've had it with my youth, and I've had it with my happiness. If you really want the truth, these hands are all that I have to have since I found the time to find the line that's mine to grab. It's really not so bad. These seeds of intrigue are growing next to me. I breathe and I bleed, but I can't feel a thing. She knows that she will be missed. Ain't no sunshine after this. These hands are all that I need to read. My back's to the wall. I gather up my things and fall. For we sons of none, the work is never done, we've only begun. And if that was ever all it is, in the streets of Garyton, there ain't no sunshine after this.